Welcome to Anxiety Pool.
Hey, how we doing?
It's
Episode...
Fat Albert. Oh, sorry.
I can't remember. 47? It's 47.
Yeah, 47. Yeah.
It's 47.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I am just phenomenal. We spent like the whole day together. That was so nice. So nice of you to spend all that time with me.
Yeah.
What did we do today, buddy?
Well,
You want to start with that?
yeah, we went to a military surplus store blowout. I was trying to think of the correct terms. A closing sale. Would that be called not a foreclosure sale, but what would that be called?
Nah, it's just like a going out of business sale.
Everything
Like
must
it's
go
not-
sale.
yeah. Yeah, everything must go.
Everything was like 15% off, and then even so, they had some pretty decent stuff in there. I was gonna get me like a multicam like coat and some pants, but unfortunately, all of them were like legit U.S. Army like surplus stuff that had people's names on it, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe not. I don't want.
Man, I kind of don't want this dead dude's jacket.
Yeah, and it's also like kind of stolen valor, ain't it? You're wearing a U.S. military uniform, and I've never been in the military.
You are disrespectful.
Right, isn't that disrespectful? So yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy
future
anything.
U.S.
Right, I was trying to find one that didn't have someone's name on it, or was just like just a regular old multicam pant and shirt set, but couldn't find anything. But
yeah, Hunter, I totally agree.
Yeah,
that was a good call.
You got a nice bag, which you fucking broke immediately because you abusive with it. Shoved it full, completely thin or thick, so that the zipper was basically bursting. Didn't close the seams together, and just pulled like fucking Hulk Hogan, from what I understand.
Yes,
Just broke.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, broke that zipper right away. For any of you that don't know, if you want to close a zipper, you can't have the fucking two things doing this because the zipper will break immediately. You have to push them together. But
my IQ is just so large. I'm sorry.
Got some other stuff. Got some cool patches and stuff. Oh, I mean, it's all over there, but I'm not wearing pants, so I won't get up.
I'm not wearing pants.
I'm not wearing pantalones. But
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
I went and got some patches. I got some chem lights that have been that were pretty cheap. They were like $2 for some chem lights.
I was about to say, my stepdad asked what you got, and I fucking forgot like immediately.
Yeah, so I got 2 chem lights. I got 3 patches. I got a canteen with a shroud that can attach to like a vest or something, or a belt. I got one of those flexible canteen, 2-quart canteen. Then I got a flashlight, old surplus flashlight that slots to the vest, just because I think that's cool, and it's camo too, which is cool. And then what the fuck else did I get? I got a hat, got a nice just multicam hat with a U.S. flag on it. I got an all-weather notepad. I got an all-weather pressurized pen. Fuck. Didn't I get something else? Oh, I got 2 ammo cans.
Yep.
2 30-06, or not 30-06. They were 7.62 by 51. They were 308 cans, surplus cans. I think that's it.
That's it? That's all you got?
I think so, right?
I expected you to buy way more, to be honest.
Yeah, there just wasn't that great of a selection. Obviously, we missed the blowout. The dude that was at the shop, he told us that the day he posted it, which was last Friday, Saturday was like the busiest day he's ever had of his like a record sale day, and then the Monday or whatever he broke it again. So obviously we missed the initial rush of the blowout, but it was still cool. We still got some cool stuff. I really like the patches we got, especially for the price we got them at. Most of those patches are like $10-$15 on Amazon. So those are some nice patches, and most of the stuff that we got is also has seen action. A lot of the stuff surplus seen some combat, so that's cool.
I'm very happy I got that bag. After looking at bags and wanting a bag that was nicer than my shitty little Amazon bag, I'm glad I got this one.
Yeah.
I'll probably I'll do the straps like I'm supposed to after you told me how to fucking do it. And then I'll just get like, really all I want is one more pouch for it. and then it's like done. I don't want anything else.
Yeah. You should get like some if you're gonna be using that bag, I'd get an IFAC kit. So
an IFAC kit,
a trauma kit, one with at least a tourniquet. Because if that bag is meant to be, well, one, it of course it depends on what you're using for that bag for. I think you said you're just gonna use it for just daily use, but
well, yeah, but it's also gonna be like the bag.
Yeah, so I would definitely get a Molly IFAC kit. You can get decent ones on Amazon, but I probably wouldn't recommend it just because you don't know the quality of the stuff inside of the packaging. So,
yeah,
but you could get one on Amazon. They're relatively cheap, but most of the IFAC kits will come with like chest seals, things like that, tourniquets, bandages, aspirins, or ibuprofen, something to do with pain, things like that. It's just meant to basically save your life if you get shot or you get a really life-threatening, wound, like you get stabbed in your femoral artery by a tree as you fall, like a tree branch or something. You never know. It's always good to have. I always recommend people have some sort of like trauma kit in their vehicle at all times, just because you never know. And I mean, you could buy a cheap one off Amazon for fucking $35, right? Something like that.
I found a MFAC mini first aid kit, a ussafetykits.com.
Just make sure it has chest seals, breathable and not. Right. So there's two types of chest seals. I can't remember the exact term for it, but there's a ventable chest seal and there's a non-ventable chest seal. One that like lets air in and out, and one that doesn't let air in and out. So like, say if you're fucking shot in the lung or whatever, and you put a regular chest seal on there, it's just gonna pool with it's gonna just fill it with blood, and you're not gonna get like oxygen or whatever. So you put a ventable chest seal, yada yada, shit like that. And then I think I might be right. Don't listen to me on any of this shit, dude. I'm not a doctor. I'm very much a novice on the whole medical side of things. I am looking to take a first aid class for trauma, for gunshot wounds and things like that, because I go to the range almost every single week. And if I do that, I feel like at least once in my lifetime, I'm going to be there when somebody has a negligent discharge and shoots himself or somebody else in there, right? And if nobody else knows how to, I'll be the motherfucker to step up with my trauma kit and save that person's life, because, you absolutely got to. So I would want to be at least one person available in that room that knows how to handle something like that, so we could potentially, save that person's life. Because tourniquets literally save lives. If you get a gunshot wound in your femoral artery in your leg, you've literally got 5 minutes if you're just letting that bleed, like if it's just flowing out. So you put a tourniquet on there, you may get 15 to 20 minutes. And that's enough time to get you to the hospital or call an ambulance, have them show up and, perform field surgery or whatever, or airlift you or whatever, So always, if you're dealing with dangerous things, especially like woodcutters and stuff like that. Did you know that a lot of woodsmen, or what are they called? Lumberjacks.
Woodsmen.
Wood elves. Chainsaw motherfuckers, the guys with the chainsaws, they will carry around tourniquets on them, just because if you cut your arm off, you only got a few minutes, right?
Death by tree, dude.
Until you bleed out, right? And as soon as you start losing that blood, you're gonna go into shock. If you go into shock, you're basically helpless. Like, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You're gonna just bleed out. So applying that tourniquet right away is gonna give you enough time to logically think your way out of the situation and potentially save your life. So definitely,
dude, any severe injury to me, like if I straight up lose a hand, shit, if I lose like the tip of my pinky, the basic the end integer, I'm immediately going into shock.
Right. Yeah, it's horrifying.
100%.
It's scary as hell. That's why a lot of people train for that shit, to be able to keep their mind calm and in control when undergoing extreme trauma. It's what they put, our armed forces through to make them, beasts, basically, because that's when the that's when the story either ends or continues right there, you know.
Yes.
Once you get shot at and you blow your, you get your hand blown off and you're just like a sitting duck, you're dead, right? But if you have the, the strength and the will to continue moving and continue fighting, you could make it out of there, Like, have you seen what's that one with what's that movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg.
It's about the 4 Marines and maybe Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, and they get ambushed.
Oh shit!
You know that movie,
dude? There's no way it's Black Hawk Down.
No.
It's not Black Hawk Down.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Mark Wahlberg movies. Okay, Google. Okay. No, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to look at that. I'll just refresh the page.
There you go. Easy peasy. I don't know what movie you're talking about. I don't think I've seen it.
Page unresponsive. That's really cool, actually. Thank you very much. Page. Okay, let's just close that tab fucking completely. And we'll try it again. Mark Wahlberg movies.
Lone Survivor?
Yes, that's it. Lone Survivor.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
Dude, that's a great movie. Yeah, it's about 4 not Marines, but Navy SEALs on a covert mission to neutralize a high-level target. And shit just goes south. It's a really, really good movie. I definitely recommend it.
They just die immediately?
I won't say. But it shows the perseverance. It's based on a true story from what I understand.
Most of those are.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't mind watching like just like some regular ass military movie, but I feel like a majority of the good ones are actually based on true stories.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. Like what was it? American Sniper?
Uh-huh. Yep.
That was a good one, too.
American Sniper. What was the one I mean, Saving Private Ryan was good.
Saving Private Ryan. Yep.
I'm trying to think. What's that one where it's is that Brad Pitt driving the tank?
Oh, Fury?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one too. They're in the tank.
That one's crazy.
Uh-huh. I also really like I always fucking forget the name of this fucking movie. And it's
the one where they find paintings and shit?
No, but that one's Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
That one's really good.
Is that a Tarantino movie?
Yeah. I think so, right?
That was one that we did not get to watch together.
Hacksaw Ridge. I love that movie. Hacksaw Ridge.
I've never seen it.
Really? Dude,
No.
that's hands down one of my favorite military movies of all time. And it's also based on the true story.
Really?
Yeah. Hacksaw Ridge is a true story of Desmond Doss during the war in Okinawa.
Okinawa, Japan?
Yeah, it's about Desmond Doss, who is a conscientious objector. So he doesn't like believe in the violence, but he wants to join the military. But dude, what the fuck is up with my Google Chrome? Every time I look up a movie, the page crashes. Whatever. He's a conscientious objector, and he refuses to hold a rifle. It's against his religion.
Really?
He refuses to take a life. He will not murder. He will not kill.
Okay.
So he wants to sign up to the war as a medic to save lives, and to not to take them, basically.
Yes.
Not to take them. And it was really, really interesting because during that time, of course, the Geneva Convention stated that soldiers would not specifically target medics on the battlefield. But Japan...
Yeah, I remember that.
But Japan didn't give a shit about the Geneva Convention, and they were...
they couldn't read it, dude. They didn't speak English.
They were specifically targeting the fucking medics. And so they were basically like, dude, if you go out on the field without a rifle, you're going to be killed. And so it's about the story of Desmond Doss being, this crazy heroic medic on the field. One of my favorite movies. There's a scene in that movie that fucking gets me every time. And it's the please Lord help me get one more scene. And I won't say anything else because the people who have seen that movie know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's like one of the most powerful scenes in any movies I've ever seen. The way
a powerful scene.
I mean, dude, this is one of those scenes that like you just can't help but tear up. Doesn't matter you're a grown ass man. Doesn't matter if you're like not because it's sad, but because of like how inspiring and just like the sheer fucking will of man. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. And the fact that it's based off a true story is mind boggling. So. Yeah, no, I would definitely recommend it. I would literally not play Destiny or whatever you wanted to do after this, specifically to just watch that movie with you because it's one of
I'm not watching Hacksaw Ridge right now.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. It's so good. It probably makes the top 10. I need to do some shuffling of my top 10 list, but yeah, I think it makes the top 10.
I feel like we need to do research on our own and come up with like a legitimate list of movies that we both enjoy, like our legit top 10s, because every time we ask each other, we keep fucking switching them up. We need to do our research and remember what we've actually seen.
There's just so many good movies out there,
And there's so many bad ones, like we talked about last time. So many fucking bad ones.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Which there could be a new bad one added to the list.
Oh yeah, dude. That thing is.
I'm
absurd.
excited to watch it.
Oh fuck! All right, well then you want to hit these questions? We got 30 of these questions left. We figure we're just gonna finish them off. Also, update. We probably should have said this at the beginning of the episode, but next week we won't be around, so we're gonna pre-record an episode today.
Yes.
And have it ready. We're going to do a little special content thing for you guys next week, so it won't be a normal episode, but then after that, we'll be back to our normal schedule, and then, of course, stay tuned for episode 52, and then the special that we're going to do. Well, maybe. We still haven't decided if we're going to do the special in the episode, if we're going to do the special as a separate part. We haven't planned shit. Let's be real. So.
Correct.
We'll figure it out. But let's finish up these fucking questions that we've been doing for like the last 7 episodes. Conversationstarters.com, 101 conversation starters. Are you ready, Nicholas?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, buddy, here we go. These are going to be pretty brutal right off the bat. These are the personal questions. Are you ready?
All right.
Nicholas, who do you look up to?
Who do I look up to?
Who do you look up to?
I mean,
who do you want to be like? You got like a celebrity that you want to be, or like a businessman you strive to be like, or like a CEO, or like is anybody in your life, or not in your life, but like anybody you know of, have the existence that you strive for? Those are usually the people that you look up to. I look up to, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because he works out every day, and I want to be buff as all fuck, right? Shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's not my answer. I was just giving an example.
Yeah. No, I look up to the man himself. Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, you look up to the big man.
He's a businessman. He speaks his mind. He's a strong-willed individual, and he doesn't take shit. I genuinely enjoy Donald Trump as a human being. If I looked up to anyone, I'd look up to him.
Nice.
In reality, though, I just envision what my future self would be like, and I look up to that.
It's good.
And I just try to better myself every day.
That's good. That's what you're supposed to.
Thank you. I'm glad my answer was valid.
I thought about that. You're not supposed to live exactly like somebody. You know,
No.
like a lot of people think when you look up to somebody, you're supposed to basically copy them, do exactly what they do. But no, when you look up to somebody, it's whom you want to be, you know, shaped from, modeled after, or modeled to, you know, modeled.
Put your own spin on it.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Make it your own uniqueness.
You take inspiration from this person, not literally what they do. You know, don't be like, oh, Donald Trump went to so and so school, I'm going to so and so school.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
he studied that
not.
degree, I'm studying that degree, you know.
Whoa, Donald Trump's
business,
dad gave him a small loan.
Dad.
Father, please.
I have a small proposal, Father. I need a small loan of $1 million, please.
Dad, I was thinking about it. I think storage units are probably the most passive form of income.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It kind of is, right? I mean,
no, I agree. I agree.
Like billboards. I think billboards are pretty damn passive too.
Yes, I mean, pretty much the only thing you need to do is program and maintenance.
Right, especially.
But I mean, that could be like the same guy.
Right, especially if it's electric. You know, if it's one of those electric billboards, you're literally just like once a week.
Upload JPEG.
Right, exactly. Or you could be smart enough, especially since we know tech, you could probably end up, you know, throwing some sort of wireless system up there, some sort of like little stick, little Verizon stick or whatever that gives you
an
cell
Intel
service.
NUC.
Yeah, and you stick a NUC up there. Yeah, and so you have like an FTP server that you can just from your home. You could like not even leave. You could just have a grid and you click on the billboard and upload the ad for that week or whatever that they paid for. Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. Although
I think it'd be pretty easy.
I think billboards are kind of expensive. I think some of them can be upwards of $100,000 depending on the location. So
I think like billboards
Prime.
are. I mean, like, I'll be honest. I look at probably every single fucking billboard that I drive by because it catches my eye. But
right.
I don't think I've ever associated myself with anything that's on a billboard that I didn't already associate myself with.
Yeah.
The billboards I drive past are like Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola. That's pretty much it from like what I've seen. Anything else where it's like Lee John Foyman 1-800-CarCrashLawyers.com.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that. I don't need to.
I've gone to a couple of them. Like I used to go to the on the way up to, well, I won't say, but the way up north of Georgia, you know where I would normally be going.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually a couple of signs on the side of the road, a couple of billboards for like, you know, next 5 miles farmers market, you know, shit like that.
Oh, but the best billboard we have, you know what billboard I'm talking about. It is bright yellow.
Yellow. I don't know.
It's by Micro Center.
Oh, I haven't been down there in a while. What does it say?
You've seen it so many times.
I'm sure, but I can't remember. So instead of
the Jesus billboard.
Jesus billboard?
You haven't seen that? It's just bright yellow and it just says Jesus.
Nice.
I'm so positive we've drove past it together before.
I don't remember. One of my favorite billboards is I think there was one that said I can't remember exactly what it was. I was in the car with Taylor when we saw it. But it was basically slandering Joe Biden, like straight up on a billboard, dude.
Nice.
And I was like blown away. I'm like, damn, I didn't know you could do that. That's crazy. Like, I love going to the gas pumps and seeing the Joe Biden stickers that say I did this. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, nice. I bet you gas stations love that.
They put them in the like they started putting them in the flaps for like when you put the pump back in. So when the pump's in, you can't see the sticker, and then when you pull the pump out, Joe Biden's there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where I've seen it. At that racetrack we know about.
Yeah, I usually see them right next to the thing where it says the dollar amount, and the finger is pointing right at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know who I don't really look up to anybody, you know, because unfortunately it's impossible to know enough about somebody to know their true intentions unless you literally sit down and have a conversation with them, right? So it's like, I could say that I look up to Donald J. Trump, or I could say that I look up to, you know, Robert Downey Jr., or I could say that, but, you know, unfortunately I don't truly know, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm similar to you. I think about what I could be, and I look
Mm-hmm.
up to that. I look up to the best version of myself that I think I can achieve.
Exactly. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now?
Yeah.
5 years from now seems like a very short ways away. But at the same time, it feels like a good amount of time to where I've figured it out.
You're basically 30 years old.
Exactly. I'm basically 30. I
Yeah.
hopefully I see myself married. I don't know if I'll have a kid yet. I also see myself, on my own land and doing whatever it is that I found that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Or whatever I found that keeps me settled. Something that isn't so abrasive to my mentality that provides a good living. Fairly simple.
Yeah.
Simple living. I see myself having a standard living.
Yeah. Mine's basically the exact same. Yeah. Married, hopefully, decent job, nice income, own property. Yeah. Easy.
A cooler car.
No, dude, my car's the coolest, man. What are you talking
More
about?
guns.
More guns. Yeah, because I just lost all my guns in a boating accident. So.
All of them.
Yeah, that's empty. I promise. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Glad. Okay, we'll check you off. We'll come back next year.
You.
Just double check.
Thank you. Yep.
Be sure to tell us again.
Nobody come to my door.
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We appreciate your cooperation.
Awesome. What are you scared of?
What am I scared of?
Mm-hmm.
Drowning.
Ooh.
It's pretty. That's pretty much. Yep. Drowning and falling.
Drowning and falling.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
What about you?
Regret.
Regret.
Yeah.
Scared of regret.
Yeah. I think that's really it. Just, I feel like I'm just scared that I'll get to the end of my life and just feel like, and wish that I did more. And that's not what I want.
I feel like no matter how much you do, you will always have that feeling.
Nah, not possible. Because there are so many people who just say, I'm ready to go. You see these people in the hospital, they're old, they're like 95 years old, and they're just telling their families, like, I'm ready to go. I got no regrets. I've had a great life. I love my family, shit like that. I'll see you later, basically.
I'll see you later.
Shit like that. So that's, I just want to do as much as I possibly can with the existence that I have here on earth and just make sure that I was as happy and enjoying life as much as I possibly could be, and not look back on anything severely because, yeah, everybody's got regrets, oh, I wish I would have gone to that party in high school, or, oh, I wish I would have, invested in Bitcoin back in 2010, or, oh, everybody's got those small regrets. I'm talking about, big regrets, like really big regrets, like I fall on hard times and fucking get addicted to drugs and lose my wife and kids. Shit like that. Those are big, huge regrets that I don't want to have. I don't want to get to at the end of my life and feel like either I didn't do enough or I did something so horrible and never made up for it, never had closure, never had a because there's a really interesting concept about hell in this show that I'm watching called Lucifer, and it's basically that when people go to hell, they send themselves to hell. It's not God or whoever sends you to hell. It's actually your own guilt and pain and regrets that sends you to hell, and that you can leave at any time, if you just accept that you're forgiven or whatever shit like that. And it's like it's a very very interesting theory, that because they say in the Bible that if you just accept forgiveness, you'll go to heaven. And that kind of makes sense. You know, if your guilt and pain and you feel like you're not worthy sends you to hell, or you accept Christ and forgive yourself and accept his forgiveness for all your sins, you don't feel guilty anymore, and then you go right up. But then if you still feel guilty, you go right down. It's kind of an interesting concept, you know. I could totally see that being how it actually happens, but who knows? Who knows? We don't even.
The world may never know.
You don't know until you die, right? So.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of the shitty part about faith. Is you don't know.
It's having faith in general.
Right, it's believing without knowing, and that's tough. You know, that's
It
tough.
is.
Tough for a lot of people. So
it's tough for me. I'll get there one day. I'm sure of it.
Nobody
Just
really
not
knows.
Right
Yeah, like I know people that are 50-something years old and still don't believe in anything. You know, believe that we've truly evolved, but I don't know. Who knows what's true? We don't really want to get into that right now, I don't think.
No. Different time.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
You go first. I don't what category are we talking about? I don't know.
Just the best piece of advice you've ever received. Just like something that somebody told you that changed everything. The statement that had the biggest impact on your existence on this earth. Changed the way you looked at things.
Changed the way I looked at things. God. I don't think I've had one of those epiphanies yet.
My biggest one was when, I won't say who, I had a really, really deep conversation with somebody at which they basically told me, do you remember what so-and-so did on this day in this class? No. Do you remember that time that so-and-so did this, you know, on that or whatever? No. Do you remember blah, 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 blah? Do you remember, you know, all this shit? Do you remember this? Do you remember that? It was all these embarrassing things.
Yeah.
You know, some of them I remembered, but it wasn't until they brought it up. Things like that. And then they told me, so all these things you didn't even remember, you didn't even think about, and it wasn't until I brought them up, you know, that you remembered them. And do you even remember them now? Are you really even thinking about them now? And I'm like, no. And it was like, so then why do you think that, you know, or why do you get embarrassed when things happen? Right? And it's only like, I'm explaining it really badly. It was a really deep conversation and it was long, long ago. But long story short, when you do something embarrassing, 95% of the time, you're the only motherfucker that remembers it.
Uh-huh.
And that all these other people that you are just so worried and pained and scared that they're going to make fun of you and they're going to, you know, blah, 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 blah. They don't fucking remember. They don't give a shit. They don't care, like, at all. They move on with their fucking lives. They go watch TV or play games or whatever. And they're not constantly sitting there thinking about the dumb, embarrassing shit that you did. And that, to me, changed my entire existence in high school. Happened right in the middle of, like, junior year. Junior year was, and I'm sure you remember that turning point where all of a sudden I just started showing up in fucking a hoodie and fucking pajama pants, and I would like sleep in the middle of class, and like I just stopped giving a fuck. But you know, long story short, moral of the story, just stop giving a fuck what people think about you, because 85-90% of the time they're not even thinking about you. Like you're not even a thought in their mind, especially if you're not even close to those people, right? And so that changed my whole perspective on like just stop caring what people think about me. Stop caring, you know, how I look, or you know, not putting that as an importance. Not putting, you know, the what other people think about me high up on the list of importance. You know, high in the hierarchy of importance of what's important to me, and it absolutely changed my entire existence. When you truly stop caring, when you realize that what other people think and feel and what other people say about you and their opinions about you don't matter, life just gets way easier. It just feels so much better. It's one of the biggest things that our youth struggles with today, especially this generation, is they are so hyper fixated on being liked. getting clicks, getting likes, getting, popularity, getting publicity, right? I mean, I think for a majority of children in our youth today, their goal is to be some sort of social media famous, right? I think everybody would love to be some sort of social media famous. So it's
they
like
just blow up.
Right, they just want to blow up, they want to do their TikTok dances and they want to blow up or make stupid little skits and blow up. But it's just, it's hard for one, and two, when the market is saturated with so much content, it's very, very difficult to do something like that. So everybody.
I'd rather have an in-depth conversation with a well-established business owner than some dude who's got 4,000 likes on TikTok.
Right. Seriously. But that's not how our current generation thinks. Our current generation would rather talk to, I don't even know any famous TikTokers. I was going to try and name them
DM'd
off.
this bitch on Instagram. She's got like 16,000 followers. We're going to hang out sometime.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be sick.
In the back of their mind, they're thinking, if I hang out with her, she's going to post me on her Instagram, link me, and I'm going to get a bunch of followers off that. It's a whole fucking thing. Everybody's just trying to get clicks and likes. So it's gross. Go outside. Touch some fucking grass, nerd.
It is gross.
What about you? What's your best piece of advice? Did you think of something?
I've read it somewhere. It's been worded differently almost every time I've heard it. It hasn't been anyone specific. You could have said it at once, but pretty much the whole gist of it is it has to do with what you're talking about, where like what other people think, but it's how they act towards you.
Yeah.
Like pretty much I've been telling myself, and I've been really better about it, because I used to be like, I wouldn't have like anger issues or shit like that. I would just like internally freak out 24/7.
Yeah.
And it goes along the lines of, am I really going to let a 5-minute interaction ruin my 1,440-minute day? It's just like, people say shit to you, they blow up on you, this, that, and the other. You just have to remember that, like, you got 60 fucking years to go. It ain't that big of a deal.
Yep. I'm sure.
Whatever happens.
I'm sure I told you that at some point, because that was something that I used to tell kids at Discount Tire when they used to come in upset. I used to be the manager of the back room, as you remember, so I would manage over the high school kids and stuff like that when they would come work. And a lot of time they would come in just all pissed off, and they get off school and somebody said some shit to them, or something like that, or they failed an assignment or blah, blah, blah. And they get all pissed off, and then they'd be angry for the whole day and, get upset at all the shit that they were doing. And I would sit down and talk to them, and I'm like, dude, you realize that one of the only things that we have real control over in this weird dystopian society that we live in nowadays is our emotions, is our thoughts and our emotions. And are you really going to look at me and tell me that you're going to let that 2 to 5 minute interaction that you had with this person bring negativity to the rest of your day? Like, really? You're going to let it ruin everything else you're going to do for the rest of this time you have? Like, seriously? And a lot of people were like, yeah, I get it. I definitely understand, I used to be that kind of person. I used to get, swerved in front of in the morning, and just like all this shit would start adding up. And I used to think like, it's just one of those bad days, today's just one of those bad days. But no, I was making it a bad day, because I would start with something that was annoying or upsetting to me, and I would literally ride that mood for the rest of the day, to where almost every little thing that was happening became obnoxious to me. Just became like something I didn't want to fucking deal with right now. Something on a good day I'd totally be cool with. Like, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Be cool with.
Right. It's like, oh, fuck, I left my headphones out in my car. Shit, let me go back out and get them. But I'm having a shitty day. Fuck, dude, I left my fucking headphones in my car. And then you got to go get them, right? It's like, it sucks. It seems like the world is ending.
It's funny because, like, you still react like that. Like, you still have the same external reaction, but internal, like I know it's not that big of a deal to you.
Oh yeah, no, I like to overplay
like
things. You know?
Yeah, like the way you just said "fuck." Like I've heard that before within the past week.
Yeah, I like to I think me personally, I think stuff like that's funny. You know, now that I've gotten on the other side of it, I think it's funny when people get, you know, kind of heated over small stuff. That's why I'm like one of the worst people I used to be a really good listener when people were angry, and now like I'm the worst listener because instead of and it's something that I've started to ask people now when they start to get angry is, are you looking for an ear or are you looking for answers? Right? 90% of the time I would give answers because it's like I, outside of the situation, can logically see everything. You know, people are like, I just don't understand why she would do this, and or I don't understand why he would do that, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you think about it, you know, he just lost his mom in a car accident, he's having a heart, you know, and I would play devil's advocate basically, and a lot of people don't want that. You know, when you're upset, a lot of people just want to vent, which I guess is okay to a certain degree, as long as you get it out of your system and start thinking logically, coming to a conclusion for that upsetting topic, yada yada yada. But a lot of people just need to vent. I guess I understand that.
I get what you're saying. I'm on your team, but my problem comes to when they're legitimately wrong. Like, if they're venting and they say something that's, like, so off the wall incorrect, I'm going to let them know.
Oh, yeah, I will as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But some people, that's very dangerous because
I know.
Some people just don't want to hear it, you know? Especially when if you get a wife and and she's venting, right? A lot of women just don't want to hear solutions. They're not here for solutions. They just want to vent. They want to just get it out, and they want someone there to listen, you know, and just agree with them regardless of what they're actually saying. So that's going to be a difficulty for me in my life. I guarantee it. I'm going to be like, listen, honey, I mean, if you think about it, she was just trying to, you know.
Maybe if you weren't such a bitch about it.
Right. Maybe if you didn't start the fight, honey, then it wouldn't have happened.
I got a crazy concept. Don't take shit out of other people's shopping carts.
Yeah, there you go.
Just something off the wall, like I said. Just dumb as shit.
So here you go. These are lining up very well. Speaking of embarrassing moments, what is your most embarrassing moment?
We've talked about this. It was like a halftime show at a high school basketball game, and I was in the drum line.
Yeah.
And they did this thing during the halftime show where the drum line played on trash cans, but I was the only one that didn't do that. I just played the basic ass beat on the big bass drum, and I had it leaned up against my body instead of like on the fucking chest strap, which is what they wanted me to do. And I was banging on it so fucking hard, it slid off my shit and slammed onto the basketball floor and just like created an echo throughout the gym. And like everybody dead stopped and just fucking stared at me. And I was like, I just kept staring back. I was like, what do you want me to do? And they were like, keep fucking playing while it's on the ground. And I was like, all right. And it sounded fucking awful and muffled. And we finished and I walked away.
Damn.
I could tell my face was so red. I wanted to fucking cry so bad. I was like, dude, I want to go home.
Yeah.
They didn't, my mom came and picked me up. I was freshman year of high school, I think. It freaked me out, dude. In front of a basketball fucking court of people.
Definitely. Ugh. I can't even really remember. I'm trying to remember. I think a lot of my embarrassing moments, like I just ended up like forgetting because they just weren't important to me, you know, trying to get them out of my head, basically. One of the big ones that I remember just now was, I remember when I was in Mr. Koperniak's class in middle school.
Yeah.
We were in band, and I used to pick my nose a lot when I was a kid, and Mr. Koperniak, in front of the entire class, told me to like smarten up, and then he's like, and then get your finger out of your fucking nose. You know,
Ooh.
he didn't actually say fucking, but he was basically, he was like, get your finger out of your nose. And like I was like, oh, and everybody was looking at me, and I was like, ooh, yeah. And that was one of the changing moments where I was like, stop picking my nose, I gotta stop. Yeah. But then another, oh man, I can't remember. Oh, another embarrassing moment was I was in lit class sophomore year, and I was messing around with the like I was like a weird kind of in with the popular kids. I was that kid that just like once a week would say something fucking hilarious, and that was it.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't speak up like ever really. I wouldn't really contribute. You know, I would like if I got spoken to, I would like joke back with a remark, and that was it. That was like all my existence was. So like,
yeah,
I think I was like the weird funny kid, right? Because I had that fucking bowl cut or whatever. It wasn't no Higgins bowl cut, I'll tell you what.
No,
but
it was not.
It was a Bieber cut, definitely. And I was like kind of a emo kid. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself like a
you weren't
kid,
an emo kid,
right? But I was one of the darker kids in the school, definitely. Because I really didn't have any interest in like
anything.
Yeah, I was there because I had to. I was there because I was told to be there, and all this shit was so mundane and kind of rudimentary to me, and I really could just sleep during class and just make the tests, and anything I didn't understand, I was so good at cheating that I didn't really have to do much in high school, but yeah, I was like this weird kind of thing with the popular kids, like the jocks and stuff, and the hot chicks that were in the school, and
hot chicks.
Yeah, they were popular just because they were good looking. They didn't do anything. They weren't like in color guard or, the people that were in color guard or cheerleading or whatever. Most of them were considered weird as well because a lot of them were in like tech theater and stuff like that, and they were with the weird kids. Fucking Maddie was in color guard, and a lot of the weirder ones were there too. So, but hey, Maddie, if you still listen, sorry. But fuck, man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the pop kids were fucking messing around with me, and we were kind of joking back and forth. And I think one of them had taken something from me. They had taken something from me, but I couldn't remember what it was. And so he was running around the class, and so I was like, fuck it, I just ran around the class with him. And he jumped over a book bag. I went to jump over the same bag, but my foot got caught on it, and I just went down right in the middle of class.
Oh.
Huge thud. Like, I got rug burn or carpet burn from the fucking floors, because, they had those really, really awful, like, nylon carpets or whatever in those classrooms. Yeah, and I hit hard, and everybody just went quiet and fucking was looking at me, and I got up, and I was like, I'm okay. Yeah, and I'm fine. Yeah, I grabbed my phone, and he gave me back my phone, and I just went back and sat down, and I was like, ooh, yikes. I think I had a decent couple of embarrassing moments, but they're not important. I just kind of like block them out, I don't think you're supposed to do that, but it's not like I think about them and get embarrassed anymore. I think it's fucking funny too, the stupid shit we used to worry about when we were kids. Half these people I just don't even see anymore,
I agree, dude. Not even half.
Right, even more than half. Right, I see probably 5% of the people that I used to talk to in high school.
Shit, dude, probably less than 5% for me.
I wouldn't say like. I'm not talking 5% of the entire school. I'm talking 5% of the people that I actively talk to during school.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Like it's basically like you.
Sick.
I don't think there's anybody else really. I kind of got to think about that. I don't know if I really communicate with anybody else that I used to go to school with.
I don't mind actively communicating. Yeah, it's pretty much just you. But if I see someone out and about, I have no issues saying hi to them.
Yeah.
But they usually say hi to me first.
Yeah,
because I don't recognize them.
I'm the same.
I do not recognize them at all.
People come into the vape shop. No, so I recognize them right away. I am really good with faces. I'm terrible with names. So as soon as I see somebody I recognize, even if I haven't seen them in 10 years, you know, like since high school or whatever, or middle school, you know, I'll recognize them right away, even if they're like aged. But 85% of the time, I won't say anything. And it'll usually be them that says something, you know? Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, hey.
I feel like track record, every time I run into someone like that, I'm not in the fucking mood.
Yeah.
Like every single time. I'm just like, I'm doing me, I'm having my own day, I'm running errands or some shit. I'm just like in the zone. And then out of nowhere I hear is that Nick?
Right.
And I'm just like, fuck.
Yep. I'll be at the shop, like checking somebody out, like, all right, man, you need anything else? And they go, Mason? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up? Yeah, it's like, but a couple of them, like I remember when like Mackenzie came in. I remember when I won't start name dropping people, but sometimes people come in, I won't say shit, and they'll go Mason. I'll go, hi, Mackenzie. Like, and I don't know if that's like mean or whatever, but like, you know, I kind of feel like sometimes I give off the impression like, you know, it's like, you know, like I don't want to be recognized because like usually sometimes in all actuality, it's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like realistically,
there's a reason we have not spoke in 6 years.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We have nothing. It's not that we don't have anything in common. It's that I never cared to know if we had anything in common.
Right. I didn't make those connections, and I don't know if I'm necessarily wanting to do that now. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Except if it's like a chick, you know. Usually
Are you single?
Right. I wait for the boyfriend kind of thing to be dropped, you know. Oh, yeah, me and my boyfriend. And then I'm out. I've lost all interest. You know, it was nice talking to you. See ya. You know.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. I get it.
All right, we got to move on. We're not even gonna. I thought we were gonna get through all 30 of these, but it looks like we're gonna have 2 more episodes of this shit.
Fantastic.
Yeah. What is the craziest thing you've ever done?
The craziest thing I've ever done? Like in what context? I hate super blunt questions like this.
I think that's
the craziest thing I've ever done. Like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever done?
No, just the craziest thing. Like, man, that's crazy. Like somebody would say something to you, and you'd be like, damn, that's crazy. You know, like, dude, one time I jumped out of I went skydiving and my parachute didn't open, and then I, had to cut it and open the reserve chute, and I was like only 1,000 feet above the earth or something like that. You know, damn, that's crazy. Or, bro, one time I climbed fucking Mount Everest, dude. Damn, shit, that's crazy, bro.
What if it's about me doing dumb shit as a child?
Yeah, that would also be crazy.
You tell me if this is crazy.
Okay.
When I was young, we had a bunch of... This was like before our house got struck by lightning. Like forever ago.
Yeah.
This was when we first moved into Georgia. They like furnished the whole house, and I didn't understand why my mom and dad would not water the plants inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I would piss in them to keep them alive.
That's crazy, dude. I like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah. Like I didn't get it. I didn't understand that they were fake plants. And I thought my piss was keeping them alive.
Instead, you were melting the plastic of the base.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And my mom would get furious when she would find out.
Understandably, I think, definitely. You want to hear... Oh, you got a text?
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
You have something to share with the class?
No, I don't. Okay. It's work related. I shouldn't have even read it.
So, this one, I think would be the craziest thing that I've ever done, as far as I can remember right now. And I don't think I've ever really told. I don't think I've told many people this. This is one of those things that hasn't really ever come out.
Does this have to do with you jacking off?
Yes. So, back in the day, okay, I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I remember I think I was in middle school at the time.
Okay.
But it goes back to elementary school. I think. No. It goes back to 6th grade, right? From first year of middle school. One of our neighbors had moved out of the house. We had just had a couple of neighbors move out of the house. Move out of their houses, and one of the ladies that moved in, her name was well, maybe I shouldn't say. Nah, this is a statute of limitation, right? Maybe I shouldn't say though. Her name was Samantha. Fuck it. And she had 4 kids. She had 5 or 6 kids. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
She was Puerto Rican, maybe. No, they weren't. I don't know exactly. They weren't from the United States. They had moved here from out of country. I can't remember. Her English,
are these details necessary?
Her English,
like you're struggling
important.
with them.
Okay, I'm trying to build up the whole thing basically.
Okay.
So long story short, yeah, they had 5 or 6 kids. 2 of them were in the same grade that I was. 1 was a grade higher. 2 of them were younger, and I think they had 2 babies, right? Because I think she had another kid while we were. Basically, they would ask me to watch their house, right? Sometimes, like I would go over there and they had a dog. I could feed the dog once in a while, stuff like that. And I found the mother attractive. I did. She was like this, big booty Puerto Rican woman, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
And so I used to go over there all the time. I knew the code for their door to open up the latch to get the key to go inside the house. One time, well, I say one time, I shouldn't lie. A couple of times, I would, when they were out of town, I knew they were out of town, I would go into their house without their permission and go in there and I would usually like feed the dog and take it out, because that was like I would act like I was doing what I was normally supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But then I would go to the mother's closet and steal her panties.
Damn.
And I would put them in a box, like a case that I had, and I would bury it in the backyard. And like once a week when my family would be gone, or anytime I got a chance, I would go to the backyard, dig up the panties and take them out and
have you killed anybody? That's like serial killer shit.
It was just dumb shit I did as a kid, dude. I used to steal a lot when I was a kid, right? I stole
I did too.
I stole DS games. I used to steal Pokemon cards from like Walmart and Target, and it wasn't until like Eddie got caught and I saw that there were serious repercussions for us doing that kind of shit.
Yes.
That I was like, all right, I should really stop stealing. Yeah. I never got caught, but it was somebody else getting caught and me realizing like what that does for me.
Yeah,
to be like, I would just never and then like something got stolen from me, and I was like, all right, dude, come on.
All right, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks a lot. Yeah. And I was like, all right, that's the last straw. I'd never steal from a motherfucker again,
Yeah,
but
I got caught. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest things I ever did, was steal panties from a fucking middle-aged woman. I eventually got caught too, and it was funny because like I'd brought him in from outside and yada 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 fucking, and then my parents ended up finding the case and was like, "What is this?" And I told them I just found it in the backyard, and they just like never asked me again about it. They took it, and I never saw it again. Never asked me. Yeah.
They thought that there was a dead body buried in their backyard.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. There could be. There was a lot of woods.
I mean,
back
that's redonkulous.
I think that's easily the craziest thing I've ever done. Yeah. I smartened up pretty quick, Like right around high school, I smartened up and stopped doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything like along the lines of that. I was fairly tamed. It was just me fucking up. It was
Yeah.
just me fucking up. Like that's really all it was.
Mm.
I mean, it was like anything to piss my parents off. I mean, there was one day
Right, I was
tell
a
you,
rebellious kid. Yeah.
you remember Silly Putty?
Mm-hmm.
We got new couches for the basement, and like one thing my mom would do to keep my mouth shut would be to buy a Silly Putty, like at the Kroger checkouts. Like they were in the outlets where like the candy was and shit
Right.
like that.
Yeah, and those little red containers.
Exactly,
Little red
exactly.
eggs.
She'd buy me the Silly Putty. I'd play with it on the way home. I'd go into the basement and I would just smear this shit on the cloth couch.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I know.
Dude, that's
I know.
serial killer shit. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I would just do shit like that. And then like
Just to piss
my
your parents
mom,
out, man.
when my dad first left, like I don't think they were divorced yet, but I think it was like in the works.
Yeah.
My mom would take naps all the fucking time because she was just exhausted from taking care of us.
Yeah.
We'd get like home from school. She would make sure we did our homework, and then she'd put my brother down for like a nap. She'd go take a nap, and it would literally just be me in like a giant ass house, awake by myself. I'd go in the pantry, take an entire box of Pop-Tarts down to the basement, eat half of each bag of Pop-Tarts, and then shove all the shit under the couch.
Eat half? What? Like you'd eat
Yeah.
one Pop-Tart?
Yeah. No, like I would eat halves of both the Pop-Tarts.
And just put the other halves back.
Put the other halves under the couch.
For later.
And save them for later, and then forget about them, and then just the basement would be infested.
I don't understand. Okay, in my mind, you took the box down, would eat half of a Pop-Tart, eat half the other Pop-Tart, wrap it up, store it under, think you still wanted more Pop-Tarts, so you would grab another one, open it up, eat the halves of those, and store another one and say, okay, that's enough Pop-Tarts. And then you would leave those two half Pop-Tarts downstairs?
Yep.
Nicholas, that's one of the most retarded things I've ever heard.
Yep. I was a very, very special young man.
I love that, dude. I love that.
But there was one time. I know we're not gonna get through these questions, but I'm just going along the lines of dumb shit we did as kids.
Yeah.
I think this is an entertaining topic. All three of us, or all four of us, me, Mitchell, and my two stepbrothers, were down in the basement one day, and Mitchell was like young.
Yeah.
I can't remember how young, but I think we somehow convinced Mitchell that the TV remote in the basement wasn't working. And it was one of those like big box TVs where like the stand for the TV is the fucking speaker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We somehow convinced him that the only way to turn the TV down was to pee on the TV.
Okay.
And he just let it rip.
Wow.
And he pretty much smiley faced the speaker and stained a smiley face into the speaker with his piss.
Incredible.
And the speaker still worked, and the piss drained out the bottom of the speaker and soaked the carpet.
Oh, I bet.
We didn't tell anybody, and the basement reeked like piss for like a week before one of the parents went down there and just fucking lost it.
Yeah, I bet, dude. I bet, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah. You got any dumb shit that you did to your siblings?
I think one of the dumbest things that we ever did was Olivia and I used to mattress slide. Like whenever my family would go out of town, we would like once it was one of the reasons. So we used to go with my dad to his school because we would go to the after school program while it was open, but then the times that it wasn't open, or like I guess they couldn't afford it, I don't know, I would go to my dad's school. But once we got old enough that we were allowed to be left at home, yeah, we just got up to some rowdy shit when we were home. One of the things that we did was mattress sliding. You take the mattresses, like usually the bare mattresses from like the ones that don't have sheets on them, and because you didn't want to fuck up the ones that people slept on, and they would
Yeah.
notice. So we would get the secondary mattresses under the main ones, put them down on the stairs until it filled up the whole stairs, and then you could just slide down them. You put like some gym shorts or whatever on, and you could just like run up and slide down the stairs. And we used to do that shit all the time. Well, one time, and it wasn't technically me that did this, but I put the idea in her head, is that I went down the hallway and got a little bit of a run up, but when I ran up, I didn't jump. I just like let my legs fall from underneath me, and I like landed on the first mattress and then like slid my way down.
Yeah.
Olivia saw that, went to the back of the hallway, got a legit run up, and actually jumped. And she went whoop and landed like a solid second, like halfway down the stairs in between two mattresses.
Oh my God, my ass.
And went bump 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 down the stairs, just full fucking force. And the mattress like literally shoved up and brought her legs up, because she put her butt between the two mattresses. The mattress like folded up and brought her legs up, so she couldn't even brace herself with her legs. So her ass just went bump 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 and hit those stairs. She cried so hard. She bruised the fuck out of her tailbone. She had to go to the emergency room. Of course, we got caught for mattress sliding that day. Wasn't allowed to stay home anymore. We had to go back to our dad's school and do like worksheets and stuff. We were in trouble. He made me like do his job for him. He was like teaching me, which was cool because I learned how to do stuff like that. But he was like making me re-image computers for him and stuff like that, like taking out mice and setting them up, mice and keyboards and things like that. But I think that was probably the dumbest thing we ever did, other than me breaking a window. That was really, really dumb.
Like just like the recent one?
No. That wasn't technically my fault, but the one that was my fault was when I was younger. I used to. It wasn't even when I was really younger. It was like when I was in middle school still, I think. And our porch door or our deck door out back will lock. You can lock the handle lock, and the door can still open from the inside, but the outside handle doesn't turn. So I had gone out there to smoke weed, because that was like where I did it. I didn't smoke in my car, just because I used to drive my parents around. I didn't want them to smell the weed. So I would keep the shit up in my room in an airtight box, and then I would go out on the deck and smoke whenever they were out. And I went out to the deck, shut the door behind me, smoked, and then went to reopen the door, and I was fucking locked out. And I'm sitting there with a bong, my like Rasta bong, and my weed box and all my shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm so fucked. I'm gonna get caught. Like, either I throw this shit off and go get it later, and I can't because I know the bong's gonna break. I'm gonna break my bong and probably break the box if I throw it off the porch to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. And so I literally I had a pocket knife on me, and I literally took the knife, and I used to be able to, I was pretty smart about it. I could put my knife in the window. If I ever got locked out of the house, I could put my knife in the window, wedge the window back just a tad, and that would spread apart the flap just enough that you could take the knife and go whoop, and it would reset the window lock, right? You could pull the pressure off the window lock and just whoop, and it would reset real fast, and that would let me pull up the window. Well, I put the knife in the window. I started pulling it back, and it just goes and just sends a huge crack right down through the center of the window. I'm like, fuck, dude. So I'm like, all right, well, the window's already cracked. So I pull the thing off. I get the damn what's it called off, and I start going through the window. And as I go through the window, I bump it, and the window falls off and just completely shatters.
Oh.
So it went from like just a window replacement to a heavy glass cleanup and a window replacement. Yeah, which was cool too. Also because I learned how to reseal a window that day. We went and
you go.
Yeah, we went and bought because they don't make our windows anymore. Our windows are from when the house was made. So we went and bought 2 panes of glass and sealed it ourselves, and it was pretty cool. It was actually kind of fun. We pumped nitrogen in between the windows too, which was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Keeps it from fogging up. Keeps the humidity.
Another skill you use.
Right. Like I it's cool. Like all these mishaps that happened in my life where I ended up having to fix my mistakes, I actually learned useful skills that,
Bro, that's so crazy. You learn from your failures? No way. What a concept.
Whoa. Crazy stuff, man.
And now your sister knows not to haul ass and jump off of the second story of any building.
Yeah, we never.
Hopefully, she knows not to do the third, the fourth, or the fifth, and so on as well. Yeah.
Hopefully, that's self-explanatory, but
yeah.
You never know. Yeah.
We never know. We never know.
We never did. We never did. That was a nice squeak. We never did mattress sliding after that ever.
Fucking. I think there was something else. I mean, we fucked with Mitchell so much just because he was like 6 years younger than the oldest of us. And we would dog on him all the time.
Yeah.
And everybody we hung out with on the street, like no one was Mitchell's age. Everyone was older. So he was the runt. And I think there was one day where we played did you ever play Manhunt?
Oh, I loved Manhunt, dude. I was a freaking god at Manhunt. I was the tryhard that would dive into bushes and everything, dude. Like people would be chasing me, they'd be right behind me. I'd come up to a bush line and I would literally dive over it so that they wouldn't get me, because like most of them weren't willing to do that. So I was like such a god at Manhunt.
So we I'm pretty sure Mitchell fucking hated being the seeker because he was the youngest, he was the slowest, he was the dumbest. And I'm just being real.
Yeah.
When you're young, your brain just isn't there.
Right. Definitely.
And what sucked about us playing Manhunt was it was everybody that lived on that street that was around our age. Anyone that was at our bus stop, that was the friend group at the time. Right. Pretty much. We would use our entire street. And this is like 30 plus houses on this street. And everybody on the street knew each other, so everybody's yard was up for grabs. It did not matter where the fuck we were. It did not matter how high we were. It didn't matter what bush or what fucking hole we were in. If it's a spot, it's a spot. Mitchell fucking counts to whatever, and we all go to the first house on the street. Ours is the last house on the street. We all go to the first house on the street, some kid's name, I can't fucking remember. We just go inside his house and we just start watching movies.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
At like 10 p.m. on a Friday night, and all the parents are at like some other house drinking.
Wow. And you just left the kids out there.
Yep. Well, we just left Mitchell out there. That's really what it was. Mitchell was wandering around our street just by himself.
That's brutal.
I think at the age of like, he might have been like 10 or 11.
Imagine how mad he was getting that he couldn't find anybody.
Mitchell used to get fucking, he would get really like emotional.
Yeah.
No matter what, the category was emotional. He would get really fucking mad. He would get really fucking sad. He'd get like, that was it. He'd get really mad or really sad. That was all it was.
Poor boy.
Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you want to keep doing questions, we can keep doing questions, but I need to take a shit.
All right. Well, then let's just rapid round these last 20 questions, right? Single word answers, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Did you sleep with a stuffed animal?
No.
Yes. Tell me about your first car. What was it?
It was awful. 2003 baby blue Nissan Altima. Didn't get to pick it out.
Also awful. 2004 Hyundai Elantra. Didn't get to pick it out. Do you drink coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee in the morning, tea for dinner, or whatever. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Fuck. Invisibility.
Same. I love that, dude. If you could, if you were stranded on a desert island and you can only have one item, what would it be?
Gun with one bullet.
I would rather have I would want a really nice Leatherman. Really nice Leatherman. Do you believe in luck?
No.
Neither do I. Do you play video games?
Yes.
Yes. Do you believe people are inherently good?
Yes.
I do as well. How often do you shower?
Once a day.
Once, maybe twice a day. What is your favorite board game?
The Game of Life.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Fuck, I can't do this one fast because I can't think of it. What's it called? Resistance. It's not technically a board game, but it's a game where you're a spy. It's like playing. It was Stranger. What was that? What's that game called? Among Us. It was Among Us before Among Us. It's really fun. A lot of fun. What is your favorite charity? Do you even know?
Yeah. Whatever has to do with veterans.
Yeah, nice. I have my humble bundle going to children's cancer research. Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
No.
Yes, it was 89 and a 55. Do you prefer cats or dogs?
I prefer all cats and my dogs.
Yeah, I prefer dogs, and I like dog-like cats. Would you prefer to live in the city or a rural area?
Not fair. At this point, rural.
Rural, yeah, rural as well. I could kill a Wendigo or a Skinwalker. Yeah. I don't, but I don't want to deal with all that hustle and bustle. Your favorite season?
I really like fall.
Fall as well, yes. Do you speak any other languages?
No.
Neither do I. Have you ever cried because you were so happy?
Yes.
Yes,
actually.
Of course. What is the best thing that happened to you during the past week?
You first.
I got let off of a expired registration for 4-month expired registration. That was technically the week before, but that's the first thing that comes into my head. That's the best thing that's happened to me all month, honestly.
Best thing that happened to me all week was I didn't get mugged, stabbed, or shot after I closed the gym because we kicked a homeless dude out earlier that day.
Radical, dude. What's the worst thing that happened to you during this past week?
I had to see a homeless man in person.
God, I bet you that was detrimental, dude. Are you okay?
I was like, fuck, they're real?
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know. I think the worst thing that happened to me was twice this week. I almost totaled the Subaru because some retards on the road. Do you sing in the shower?
Yes.
Yes. What's the most valuable thing you own?
Like monetary?
I would say valuable to you.
Valuable to me.
Yeah.
Shit.
I wouldn't say monetary.
I don't have anything that's like what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Like has
sentimental.
Meaning?
I don't have anything.
Sentimental.
I don't have anything of my own that is sentimental.
Really? That sucks. You don't have anything from your childhood?
No.
No. Damn.
We threw all that shit away. Not interested.
That's a tough one. This one's actually really tough. I would honestly, I say my guns, man. I feel like my guns are like not only in monetary, but also like just because I really do think that they're coming for them, and I really do think that they're gonna be the only thing that stands between us and them.
Yeah,
and I think that's something so valuable we just can't give up. You know, the tools that we have to maintain the power divide. I don't know. I don't want to say that. You know, our ability to factor into the checks and balances system. I think is definitely
you're diving in.
I know.
You're diving in.
Last question, and honestly, we should think about this one just a touch. Maybe elaborate on this one just a tad. But what would you do if you only had 24 hours to live? Question 101, baby.
Kidnap.
What? That's it. We've been taken down. FBI should be here any minute now.
No,
Like tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So like, let's say tonight you collapse. Like we get off the podcast, you go to get a snack, and you just collapse, and your parents like take you to the hospital. You go to the hospital, the doctor does an MRI, you have cancer of the brain, you legitimately have 24 hours to live. He says like, dude, you probably got 24 to 36 hours. You know, just go live your life, bro. You're just gonna drop dead. You know, what do you do? What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I am probably going to use. I don't know. In this situation right now, I don't know.
I'll give you an example of what I would do, because I've thought about this once or twice.
But the thing is, like, is this hypothetical or is this realistic?
It's of course it's hypothetical, but you want to give a realistic answer, because this is what you would do. Give a truthful answer. If you were actually in this situation, I'm not saying give like a whimsical answer. I'm saying this is real. If you're in this situation, you know you've got one day left to live.
I wouldn't be able to get away from my fucking family.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm leaving the hospital.
Where would you? No, the hospital tells you there's literally nothing we can do. We're discharging you and telling you to live as much as you can with the time that you have left. You're discharged from the hospital. You are home, probably with a majority of your family members. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna like.
I'm leaving immediately. I am getting a lot of weed, a lot of shrooms, and I am going into the middle of some fucking woods. Like, I'm probably going to drive to the mountains or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have the most, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to trip. I'm going to get high. I'm going to explore. And wherever I collapse is wherever I collapse. I think that's a peaceful way to go out with also having a cool experience.
Yeah. Mine's very, very similar. Mine is, I would, first thing I do, I wake up in the morning, and just have the best breakfast. I'll go to the highest end breakfast establishment that I possibly can, and just have
Waffle House,
an amazing breakfast. Right, whatever I can think of, whatever I'm in the mood for that day, I'm gonna go have some of that breakfast. Then I'm gonna spend like the first 6 or so hours of that day just calling all my loved ones, right, just the people I care about, just saying, look, I just don't have time right now, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm dying, and you won't see me anymore, you know, and I don't have time to talk with you for an hour, but I just wanted to, you know, blah, 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 say shit like that, you know, and just call all the people, call you, call Taylor, call my sisters.
That's what the goodbye letter's for. You knock all that out in one paragraph.
Yeah, I guess. No, I would want it to be personal for everybody. I'd want to thank them for the things that they did in my life, you know, stuff like that. Like, thank you I'd want to leave a lasting impression on everybody that I possibly could. And then, yeah, I would probably just spend 6 hours sourcing as many drugs as I possibly could, you know, whatever it be, like heroin, you know, fucking methamphetamine, a shitload of weed. I'll just smoke weed all day, as much acid as I can, right? And then just, I would probably get a tent and just some basic necessities and just hike a mountain and get to the top of the mountain and just stay up there and relax until I eventually pass. Yeah, just looking at the mountain. Hopefully I pass like as the sun's setting, you know, that'd be cool.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right, like as soon as the sun breaches the earth and it's pure darkness, I just fade away. Yeah.
Imagine not even getting there and getting fucking mauled by a bear halfway through this experience.
It's entirely possible.
While you're tripping balls.
You're just tripping balls up a mountain, like, oh, I just don't even make it up. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't take anything until I made it all the way up. Yeah. No, what I would probably do is I'd probably like, yeah, I would bring three main drugs. I'd bring a shitload of weed to just smoke the whole time. And I would bring some DMT, and I would just do DMT like over and over and over and over. And then whenever I get tired of DMT, I'm just gonna do some heroin. Right. And you just pass out. You just do heroin, you pass out, and you never wake up.
There you go.
And I think it's like the best way, especially if your cancer's like painful. If you're gonna die like painfully from your cancer, I'd rather be so OD'd on heroin that I just either don't feel it, or you never know. Maybe you put so much heroin in you that it kills the cancer, and then you just wake up the next morning.
Whoa, that'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. Think about the mind fuck on that. Like your doctor literally tells you, "Sorry, dude. Like you're just not gonna see tomorrow. Like I can guarantee it." Like
and then you've got a liter of heroin going through your bloodstream.
Right. You're like, you have OD levels of heroin, and then all of a sudden you wake up the next day. I would totally believe that I was dead. Like I would believe like I was in some sort of weird hell existence where I'm not actually here, but like I'm somehow here. It's like weird. Yeah. I don't
God was like, your hell is finishing your life.
It's climbing down this mountain infinitely.
Oh.
For the physical exercise for the rest of eternity, dude. No! Yeah, you get to look at the same shit every day. Repetition. That's one of the scary things about whatever hell is, right? Is it's a repeating trauma. And a repetition of anything will make anybody go crazy. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for watching episode 47. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. I dare you.
I dare you.
Nobody sees it anyway.
There we go.
I see it, and it hurts my feelings. So, but if you want to check out more of our content, check us out at anxietypool.com, anxietypool.com. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. If you're on the audio, check out the video. You could see how ugly we are. And if you want to not look at us anymore, take us on the go. iTunes and Spotify.
There we go.
Poison
easy peasy.
Your ears wherever you are. Thank you.
I mean, that outro was just beautiful.
Yeah,
like
it's a train wreck, bro.
All right, I'm turning it off.
We love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.